Hello guys, it's Chantel and welcome back to my spooky library. I am back with yet another TBR video. At this point, I feel like that's all my channel is at this moment. Bear with me, there will be more videos other than TBR videos, I promise. Today's is a specific readathon TBR, and that is my SCAREathon TBR hosted by the lovely Jessica at This Kiwi. Announcement video and her channel in the description, so you have access to not only the video but an easy access to all of her other videos, and so you can go and subscribe. She is absolutely amazing. She is a sweet person. She has her prompts from the letters spelling scare. She has like 4 or 5 prompts per letter. So with that, the first prompt list is going to be S. But for S, she has the first prompt as seeing ghosts, and that is read a book about ghosts. And I have Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Khaw, and this is literally like the perfect book for this prompt in my opinion, because it was the only thing that I own physically that has ghosts in it, but like the spooky elements behind this one just sounds absolutely amazing, and it's short, which is perfect for a readathon. A mansion stands abandoned, its foundations resting on the bones of a bride, and its walls packed with the remains of the girls sacrificed to keep her ceremony. It's the perfect venue for a group of thrill-seeking friends brought back together to celebrate a wedding. A night of food, drinks, and games quickly spirals into a nightmare as secrets get dragged out and relationships are tested. But the house has secrets too. Lurking in the shadows is the ghost bride with a black smile and a hungry heart. I'm not going to read any more of this description, but this just absolutely sold me for this prompt. Also, in representation of ghost, I have my Casper sweatshirt on because it is starting to get chilly here. So excited. Hopefully it stays this way because all the spooky vibes for these readathons would be perfect. The next prompt is Stark, and that is to read a book with a minimal cover. Okay, so I went back and forth with Jessica for this prompt because originally, one of the books that I have for later on in this TBR, I was going to do, and then she's like, well, that's still a little busy. And then I was going to pick Dark Matter, but the title was busy. But I went with the horror film, and this is put out by Blackwell Publishing, and it's written by Rick Rorlin. But this is like a non-fiction breakdown of, like, I don't know if it's like Frankenstein based or if it's like all kinds of different, horror films, but this I've had on my TBR for a while and I am absolutely interested in reading this because I am a huge horror fan and I love to see behind the scenes stuff going on with the movies. So I'm super excited to be able to pick this one up for this prompt. The next prompt is Sweat, and that is to read a steamy book. And with that, I'm going to go with Bloodshed by Molly Doyle. This is the first actual book in this series with the novella going before it for Scream for Us, which I read last year and absolutely loved. So I want to read this one and eventually get to the second novella leading into Christmas season, as that one is called Melt for Us. The most intimidating prompt on this entire board is Solid, and that is to read a 500+ book. I was originally going to go with It, but that one's way too intimidating. And I want to read that one with my husband, and I don't think he's really in the reading mood this month. So I'm probably just going to like scratch that idea in general and just go with The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. I was so kindly gifted this book by my aunt, but I have heard a bunch of good things about the Merry Fair Chronicles, and this is the first one, but this one is probably just about as big as it. This one is 1,038 pages long. It's chunky. It's definitely over the 500 mark. And I thought this would just be a perfect read for SCAREathon and spooky season, but I've heard nothing but good things, and I believe there's a TV series based off of this, and I would love to watch that too. And then the last prompt is an activity prompt, and that is to read in a comfy spot and to post a selfie. And then we go into the C prompts. And the first prompt is Caught in the Act, and that is to read a book that features true crime or a heist and thievery. And I'm going with true crime. And I'm picking See What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt. This is, I don't know if this one's actually like a non-fiction version of it, but this is following the Lizzie Borden murders. I'll just read the little thing here. It says, Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. Or did she? On the morning of August 4th, 1892, Lizzie Borden calls out to her maid, someone's killed father. The brutal axe murder of Andrew and Abby Borden in their home in Fall River, Massachusetts, leaves little evidence and many unanswered questions. While neighbors struggle to understand why anyone would want to harm the respected Bordens, those close to the family have a different tale to tell. Of a father with an explosive temper, a spiteful mother, and two spinster sisters with a bond even stronger than blood, desperate for their independence. As the police searched for clues, Lizzie's memories of the morning flashed through her mind in scattered fragments. Had she been in the barn or the pear arbor to escape the stifling heat of the house? When did she last speak to her stepmother? Would anything be better now? Shifting among the perspectives of the unreliable Lizzie and her older sister Emma, the housemaid Bridget, and the enigmatic stranger Benjamin, the events of that fateful day slowly revealed through an exquisite high-wire feat of storytelling. In See What I Have Done, already an international bestseller, Sarah Schmidt reacts one of the most spellbinding unsolved murder cases of all time. So I definitely think that this one would be absolutely perfect for that. The next prompt is camera, and that is a activity prompt, and that is to take a photo outside at night and post it. And then we have cabin, which is read a book with an isolated setting, and I went with The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I made sure to look it up to make sure that this setting was in a isolated setting, and it said it was. The next one kind of confused me because she said candy cane, and I would have expected more so of candy corn. But anyway, I absolutely love this prompt, and that is to read a dark fairy tale retelling. And this one, I am going to be reading Snow. This one is a Snow White retelling. I really don't know anything about it, but I've seen that there's an entire series of all of these different dark fantasy retellings. So I would absolutely love to just read all of these. But these are on KU, so if you're interested. Okay, so the last C prompt is Contaminate, and that is to read a zombie or post-apocalyptic dystopian book. And I'm going with Warm Bodies by Isaac Marin. I absolutely adore this movie. I don't know if the book is the exact same as the movie, but when I saw that this was actually a book, I had to pick it up. Basically, to sum it up, the zombie falls in love with a human and things start to happen. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like I'm rambling about some of these, but the next letter is A. And the first prompt is Animosity, and that is to read from an author you currently or previously disliked. Hear me out, because I feel like I may have reviewed this book a little too harshly. I don't know at the same time, because I really didn't like it. I would be reading The Cursed Mirror, and it is a demonic paranormal horror. It is a short story, but this is by Anna her last name gets me every time, but it's 𝚤𝚘𝚗. Still don't know if I'm saying it properly or not, but I previously read Rapunzel, and that is supposed to be a dark fairy tale retelling. I was so disappointed in this book. I gave it 2 stars, which is like one of the first times I've actually rated a book so low. I didn't see any part of retelling in it whatsoever. And then as it was like leading up into like the nitty-gritty of like the plot, she ended it. But yeah, I did not like it. So in honor of this prompt, I will be reading The Cursed Mirror, and hopefully the author can redeem herself in this book. The next prompt is Acid, and this is the book that I mentioned earlier that was going to be later on in this TBR stack. And the prompt is Acid, like I said, and that is to read a book with a neon cover, and I'm going to pick up Candy Corn Murder by Leslie Meyer. Like, I love this cover, to be honest, with it being minimalistic, and then like the cute little ghost in the candy corn bowl. Honestly, the lighting really doesn't do the brightness of the cover justice, but this is now on the floor. This is a bright green cover, so I thought it would be perfect for Acid, seeing as Acid is portrayed to be a slime green color. And then the third prompt is a break, and it is an easy read. And for this one, for me, an easy read is a book that's like a novella or a manga or a children's novel, you know, picture book, whatever. And to keep up with the SCAREathon spooky season vibe, I picked Run Baby Run by 𝙫𝚘𝚊𝚘𝚗. I don't know if I said her last name right either. But this is a Halloween novella following Alec and Hayden. And Alex is, "Forgive me, Father, for I am about to sin. She's my addiction, my drug of choice, mine. But she doesn't know that yet. But come Halloween night, she will be mine. Even if I need to hunt her down, Hayden Macy will be mine. Run, baby, run." Say no more. It sounds absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to pick that up. The next prompt is a activity prompt, and it is apple, and it is to eat a seasonal snack and post it. And then the last book for the prompt is attack, and it is to read a book about war. And this one I was kind of like iffy about, because I felt like it was leaning more towards a like non-fiction or historical fiction like vibe. But me being who I am going to pick up World War Z, which is war but with zombies. I watched the movie and I thought it was alright, so I'm going to give the book a try. Now into art. The first prompt is an activity prompt, and that is romp, and that is to play a game and post it. I don't know exactly what game I'm going to go for this one yet,
because I really don't have any like spooky season games, so I might do some searching around for it, and then
actually could play Resident Evil now that I'm thinking about it, or The Last of Us. See, I said I didn't have games to fit this prompt, and they're coming right off the top of my head now. I'm such a liar. The second book prompt is Reap, and that is to read a book with death as a main character. And I have been waiting for the perfect moment to read this book, because
literally death is the main character in this.
And that is First Grave on the Right by 𝙤𝚘𝚘𝚗 Jones. I'm probably butchering her name, but this literally says this whole Grim Reaper thing should have come with a manual. or a diagram of some kind. A flowchart would have been nice. Charlie Davison is a part-time private investigator and full-time Grim Reaper. That's all I need to know. So, I know this is like a huge series, but I finally have the perfect opportunity and reason to pick this up, and I am so excited about it. The next prompt is reality, and that is to read a nonfiction and to try to find a spooky season nonfiction book that isn't a true crime book was very difficult. I could have went with Trick or Treat, which is a history of Halloween, but then I would have to put a mouth hold on that, and then who knows how long that would take to get here. And then I found that I have this one in my collection, so I'm going to pick this one out for it, and that is Paranormal: My Life in Pursuit of the Afterlife by Raymond Moody, MD, and it literally sounds ridiculous. Not like in a bad way, but like a ridiculous good time. But it says, what happens when we die? Paranormal begins with a harrowing accent of Moody's suicide attempt due to an undiagnosed illness that led him into depression, and proceeds to explore his lifelong fascination with life beyond our bodies. Moody traces the roots of his obsession with the point of death and how at age 23 he launched the entirely new medical field of near-death studies. He went on to explore the world of past lives and possible reincarnation before stumbling into the fascinating realm of fascinated visions. I probably said that wrong. But like I said, it sounds like a ridiculously good time, and who knows what will come out of this, but it's short and exciting at the same time. The next one is Rent, and that is to read a borrowed book. And I have two books that I borrowed from my godmother, and that is Halloween Party and Hickory Dickory Death by Agatha Christie. I have been wanting to get into this series for a very long time now, and I've always had a hard time like finding them, and then I remembered she has the whole series, so picked up two of them on random because I don't think you necessarily have to read them in numerical order, but I thought these would be a perfect opportunity for this prompt, and they're super short, and I need to get them back to her so I can grab some other ones. This prompt, I figured I would do filming wise, so y'all know I'm not lying. But that is Risk, and that is to random number generate your own TBR. Now, I have over 1,000 books in my my home library. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put like 100 and 100 at the max and do the 4 shelves on this wall. So I'm going to ask Siri to pick a number. Pick a number from 1 to 100. And she literally picked 9. Okay. Do I do 9 going this way or 9 going this way? If I do this way, it looks like it's going to land on a thriller. And if I do 9 that way, it's going to end up with a Disney book. I don't like that number, so we're going to random generate again. And we're going to turn the sound on so you can hear it. Pick a number from 1 to 100. Okay, that wasn't any better. Hold on, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Pick a number from 1 to 100. 64. Okay, number is a little bit more crazy. So I figured that might be something we can work with. So we are going to start over there and work our way this way. And the number was 64. This is my October TBR. Don't mind it. We're going to start. We're going to come up a little bit though, because I've got some on the shelves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. It landed on Midnight Sun, but I feel like, I don't know. I think we're gonna start over on this side. I have a bunch of books over here too, so we're gonna do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh my goodness. We have yet a third Stephen King book for my October TBR. And that is Night Shift.
From the depths of darkness where hideous rats define their empire, to dizzying heights where a beautiful girl hangs by a hair above a hellish fate, Night Shift will plunge you into the subterranean labyrinth of the most spine-tingling, eerie imaginations of our time.
Wish me luck. All right, the last letter is E. And the first one is an activity prompt. I don't know about this one, but it is exercise, and that is, exercise. I'm sorry. And that is to read a mind-bending book. And I'm going to go with Alice by Christina Henry, because the little synopsis thing right here says to fall down the rabbit hole into a dark, mind-bending novel inspired by the twisted and wondrous works of Lewis Carroll. Easy. That was the easiest pick. All right, energy. Read a book you think will get you out of a slump. And I'm going to go with Witch Switch by Kimberly Grell. This is a very dear friend of mine, and everything that I have read by her, I have absolutely loved. And I'm sure that anything I read by her would get me out of a slump. And, I mean, it's short, and it's about witches. I can't complain. I did start this at one point, but just never finished it, and I need to give it a read so I can support her, even though she's no longer writing. This one is exercise, which is an activity prompt. Do any workout and post it. I'm not sure about posting something like that, but we'll give it a try, I guess. All right, and then evening is another activity prompt, and that is to read a book entirely at night, which I could easily read this in one night, so it fits perfectly. And then eerie. Read a scary or intimidating read. Elena, this is for you. Well, That Is You by Caroline Kepnes. This book has intimidated me for a very, very long time. And it's not that it's like thick and chunky or anything like that. It's the fact that it seems like he's hunting you. So in that sense, it'd be him hunting me. And that makes me uncomfortable. But this is SCAREathon. And it is a readathon to make you uncomfortable. I'm getting chills right now just thinking about this. That is the end of this very big add-on to my October pile of possibilities. But this is my SCAREathon edition. So, but I couldn't miss Jessica's readathon because, like I said, she is a really awesome friend of mine. So yeah, that is all I have for you guys. So I will see you guys in my next video. And until then, stay spooky, my friends.